Excel files. All right, let me just give you this example, right? I do have different files here, a lot of files, and among these files, some of these files you might find has a very huge amount of rows and columns, and I wanted all these. I want to combine to merge all these CSV file in a single um, CSV. And how would you do that? There's different ways, right? But I find only one way, which is most convenient way to do that. And this is the kind of a questions come from one of my colleagues. And Bariki, would you tell us how would you be able to combine all of these CSV files, a huge amounts of data I need, and can I just go and copy each of these file and paste them in a kind of a new CSV that I wish to combine all of it in there. But I find it's a very convenient way to run a very line three, not kind of a kind of some sort of 9 or 7 uh, codes, Python codes that will enable you every now and then, if you want to combine the CSV files or Excel files, or you want to clean your data, or do you want to do something with your data, you can just be also be able to execute that code and help you come about with that solutions. So what I'm gonna use today, I'm gonna use the Atom text editor, because I feel that is a little bit convenient for me to use it, and anyone can be able just to using any other tools that you feel like is very convenient for you writing codes. And other people might use a Jupyter notebook to create such kind of scenarios and such kind of way of resolving that. So what I'm gonna do first is add the folder that all my CSV files are in it. So my files are in the documents, and there's in here in pandas and in sales data. So here we go. So this where my data, that's the folder, located. What else? Okay, so given that we already imported data, what's gonna be next is create the files where you can start writing your code. That's easy, right? Okay, let's create the files. Okay, let's create new file, and then let's rename it and be, say, first class or second class. Sorry, I prefer second class, right? Second class to pi. Oh, no, let's call it all data dot p dot pi dot python, right? Dot python with the extension of Python. It's very important, don't forget that. All right, let's save this one. All right, here we go. So we want to combine all this data in a very single CSV file. We have 2019 data and 2020 data from January to December, each of those each years. So first of all, we want to import very important libraries in Python. Pandas library is very important. Import pandas as PD. And also we want to import OS, a global source, not OS global. Global is very convenient. It's a very good one to identify the file path. But also we have to define the locations where your data is located. Mine is located at the data sales data, right? Sales data. But also you want to if you want to go for and go back in your folder and try to identify where your data located, you can simply go to pounders. That's my folder, and then cells, and here you go. So in writing more informations, from more information you can be able to see here, this is where your data currently located. You can copy also this path if you're not using currently, if you're not using the text editor that I'm currently using. So what we have here is similar as I just copied this one and press the path, this path. Sorry, my computer is a little bit slow. All right, okay, and copy it right here. Okay, so given that we have our data located, our data location is in the sales data. So currently we want to read only CSV files. We want to clean our data. We don't want just to any files with the extension to be read other than just the CSV file. So we have to specify that by clicking .csv, right? .csv. But also now we want to create our file path, files. Let's go to glob, right? And this function is gonna call location. That is where our function is currently. So by executing that, it's going to read all the file path in that directory. But also we have to I go and iterate, like reading each of these files. But currently it's going to read the files glob's location. It's going to read the file, the directory where your files is located. But on top of that, we want is the codes to read one by one each X files sheets, and being able to read the each and all columns and rows, column rows, and being able to collect all those informations, and also to grab those information to send it somewhere. I'll show you where, but currently let's try to loop and iterate the lines by using for loop. So files, in files, then let's create a data frames where your data will read from by writing pd.read csv, read.csv, and then here we want just call file, and I'll show you what it's gonna be next. And what we're gonna do, let's create a new data frames where all your data will be stored. All data, let's call all data, then let's create data frame pd dot data frame. Data frame is gonna be empty. After creating that, the for loop is gonna read this loop is gonna read each of these datas in the file, and after reading them, you can see if we're gonna print this, we're gonna print out our div1. Let's click save and open your console and try to allocate the directory where your data is located. Mine is located in documents, so don't forget that. Documents, a list of directories in documents. Then mine is in pounders, and then sales data. There's where my data located. I'm gonna just go quickly with that because I showed you already. But okay, let's clear this. Okay, let's run. Okay, Python, then let's execute sec all data the py. All right, here you go. Let's wait and see what it's gonna give us. All right, so here we go. We have list of the directories that direct from. So we have all this much, and it's going to have these dots between. It is the list of the all data that is in this stack column, but it's gonna read all this data. But currently I want just I don't want just my data to become a little bit messy. That's why I just to read on this small kind of a sequence of the values, index values. But currently so what I'm gonna do next, let's, after creating a new data, let's call this new data. Let's forget about this old data. Okay, this new data, it's got to be the data frames. We already created a new data from the data frame. What you're gonna do next now, after read the CSV, each CSV file, let's do this magic, like do data, then is equal to pd dot concat square. We want to concat df1 all. You have to concat df1 all data, this new data frame, and then voila. So this data frame, this line of code is going to read each of every files, diving to the rows and columns, and this one is going to concatenate now each rows, each columns in a single into a single new CSV file. So, and here we have new data as our new data frame, right? So what I'm gonna do next is create new data to CSV new data dot to CSV. Then what I'm gonna do next is like to save. Let's call this new data dot CSV new data dot CSV, and we don't want just to this column to appear as indexes, so we're gonna write index equal to false, and let's execute this. Save this, and let's execute. How many lines of code do we have? Okay, let me count them. All right, okay, 9. So this is a very small line of code. Will execute all of this data, get into each of these Excel files, go and read each rows and columns, merge them together in a very, very systematic way, and put them together and produce a very single new file, like CSV file, that can be now and then recreated, right? So by saving this, by clicking save, okay, what are we gonna do next? Now save your file, and let's execute this code. Okay, by writing Python. All right, let's do this. Let's create second all data. Sorry, it's not second. All data for me. All data. Okay, it's already there. All right. Definitely, it's already going to your data is going to be created somewhere in your folder. Go into your folder, click this, close this one. So first class new data. So new data, when you open that new data, you'll be able to see all of these files merged together in a very single CSV file that you'll be able to execute them now and then. If you want to combine, even if you want to combine also Excel sheets, you can do the same. But also you can manipulate and clean your data using the Pythons, and there are so much many videos to come that will show you how to do data visualization, as well as to automate your programs or Excel programs, and also data presentations and data analysis as well. So this file is a very huge file. You cannot be able to sit down now and then trying to, copy and paste, or doing something, any other thing that will enable you to combine all this data together. That's the only way you can have the best short and the very easy and swift way to combine all this data together without hefty uh, mind and all that. This data are hefty, so it's kind of difficult to do that by by yourself. So yeah, and thank you for watching, and looking forward to have